Hey guys, how's it going? It's Kire here with another Exos Heroes video. And in today's video, I want to talk about characters that benefited the most from the recent patch that just came out that allows interaction with Dragon Blood passives. How the change happened, if you were not aware, is it allows you to interact with the defense or offense that is going to be applied before stacking. So you can either boost their attack, you can either boost their defense, you can reduce their defense, reduce their attack, and then it's going to actually make a difference when it comes to their passives. So that's going to mean that characters that are on your team and characters that are trying to nerf the enemy team are both going to get benefits from this. And I just want to highlight characters that do all of that. So let's get into it. So let's start with the obvious ones first, which is going to be the Banga family here. So if you haven't read the Heartstrike passive, how it works is it's going to, Heartstrike level 2 decreases the defense by 1,000 of the person with Heartstrike. And so Heartstrike applies to the person with the highest health, and then you're going to need to hit them. It's going to apply Heartstrike 2, and then it's going to decrease their defense by 1,000. And then, you can hit them again, and it's going to blind them. Already was a really good way to counter Dragon Blood passives previously, but now it's just that much better now that the defense is actually going to affect their stacking. So getting that as soon as possible is going to be really beneficial. So the ones that I think are really good, I like ones with counter. So like, for example, I believe Morris has it, and then also Adams has it. So counter is really great because if they end up going first, they hit them, you're in the situation where they have the solo Xeon, solo Anastasia, something like that, and they actually happen to hit one of these characters off the start, then they're going to immediately counter and then apply at least the second version. And then when they go, they can hit them and already apply the third version, and then it's over. They at least, you can't lose at that point, but you might not, but previously you might not have been able to win. It would have timed you out if you didn't have enough damage. But if you apply the minus 1,000 defense as soon as possible, they're not going to be able to stack nearly as much as normal, and you should have enough damage to kill them. A really nice counter. And then just in general, in normal matchups, it's not even the solo matchups. It's just really nice to have that, knowing that it's going to be able to actually apply an effect towards that passive that's really oppressive and frustrating to play with. Key ones to keep in mind. I really like Tantalo. I haven't got to use him, but I've heard that the poison actually ticks each version of the Heartstrike. It's a little scary if they're having other characters on their team that have that dragon passive. Definitely use with caution. At least with this one, it's a single target, and then this one's so just be careful when using this move, but it would be an incredibly effective move in proccing Heartstrike. And he's just overall a good character because not only is he getting the Heartstrike, he's getting a couple other things too. He's increasing the attack of all allies. You have characters with the First Guardian passive or the Dragon Blood passive could increase their attack, so their Wraith procs they're gonna hit the enemy team harder with their Wraith procs. And then also here, you can decrease the attack with this move. So not only are you going to be potentially proccing the Heartstrike passive, you're also going to be reducing their attack as well. So that's going to make their Wraith procs hit significantly less harder. He's just overall an amazing character, really good pretty much everywhere, but he just got that much better with the recent changes. Morris, because he has counter, I really like characters with counter have really good stat distribution. That's why FC Xeon's so good. He just has really good stat distribution, and it just so happens that good stat distribution works really well with the Dragon Blood passive. Good stat distribution synergizes very well with the Heartstrike passive as well, because you'll be able to apply it that much faster if he actually gets picked and gets hit. And then he also has a really high burst move of 1050% damage, and then it's not like it's 1050% damage, but he has like a bad attack modifier. He actually has a good base attack. All his passives synergize very well together. And then he also has this move here. So like this entire kit is just got buffed universally. Tantalo and Morris both got buffed completely because you have the counter that synergizes really well. And on the Heartstrike, that's just better than what it was before. Then you have this where it increases all allies attack by 20%. So if you have your own Dragon Blood characters, they're going to be hitting harder with the Wraith procs. And 20% damage is just nice to have across the board. And then lastly, you're having a massive damage burst move that is really nice at closing out, because the big thing that counters characters that have a lot of Dragon Blood stacks is high burst single target moves. So he has everything you would want in a counter that just got better because of the recent changes to the Dragon Blood passive. So great character. Hopefully you pull him in Morris. And then pretty much all of them, like Adams is good, very similar. He just does damage versus having the increased attack. Pretty marginal difference depending on the situation. I think one could be better than the other. I like Morris, even though his move is more expensive, he has good typing because he's machine. So as long as he has high health, he's going to gain mana. They're pretty marginal in the difference there. They should be getting the move at the same around the same time. So having just a higher percentage move there is, in my opinion, better. I just want to highlight Morris and Tonto because all the Banka characters are good, but I feel like those two are specifically like incredibly good at being able to counter them, and they're overall just really good characters too. So the next obvious one is going to be FC Mahar here. She has decreases target's defense by 37% of on defense for 8 turns, which is fantastic because this passive actually works well. Like a lot of characters that have this based on their own defense or based on their own attack are characters that just don't scale that high. Whereas she has one of the highest defenses in the game base. Really good passive. Like if you look at characters with block, they always have crazy high defense. Definitely going to reduce a ton of their defense. So it's going to be 37% of a way higher defense than the defense that you're going to be reducing or you're going to want to be reducing. So really good character to try to break through those Dragon Blood passives if you're having trouble with that. 2 characters that are already good that just got even better are going to be Garf and Rachel here. First one is going to be Garf. He has command, which grants allies with lower maximum health than self the command mark and increases defense and health by 20%. You're going to be able to increase the defense of characters if you have like a lot of people are running Rara and Anastasia on their team. They've been putting in Garf instead of Illum, giving them even every single stack is going to stack that much more with that passive. And so he was already a good character that was being put on arena teams regardless. And then now he just got that much better. Definitely keep that in mind. They just made a character that was already really good, even better. Then next is going to be Rachel. And Rachel disheartened move here is now decreasing defense and then is going to affect the stacking of Dragon Blood characters. The disheartened passive was already really good and is now even better. It's going to help you be able to break through these Dragon Blood passives. He was already pretty good at doing it. His entire kit is well suited for being able to handle them. But there would be sometimes when you're trying to break through a Xeon. When I was using Rachel on my team, sometimes even with Silent Slash, crit was ready, everything still couldn't break through. Whereas now, since as long as you can get your attack higher than their Xeon or their attack higher than their whatever Dragon Blood character you're trying to break through on, you're going to be able to have a lot easier time doing that. Next is going to be Yao. Yeah, Yao has this move here where it's increased all as attack by 32% for 8 turns. That just got a lot better. You're going to be able to apply that on characters, and if they're the sooner you can do that. She's a fast character. Hopefully you can get this up as soon as possible, and then going to allow you to stack the 32% damage increase on more and more stacks. A couple things I want to highlight about her is that she's going to be getting a fake core, so definitely keep that in mind. Also, if the fake core is not that good, you can do the unleash potential on her, up that to, this makes, I don't know what's going on here, but this is for a lot of them. It's 27%. I'm just going to assume you can increase it because right now it says 32%, but you can do an unleashed potential to make it to 27%. So dope. This stuff goes up and you can, give her like the better version of her passive. But assuming that it's not bugged and it actually increases the percentage of the attack boost, that'd be kind of nice. Then another character that's very similar in rare form, can be Seer. She has a very similar version, just a little different in a couple ways. So it's an objectively worse in the sense that it's only 18% of her attack for 7 turns instead of 32% for 8. And then also 2, she's a counter character versus one of these final hit characters. So final hit characters are going to have more attack, whereas the counter character is going to have more defense with less attack. So it's going to be even though it's 18%, which is obviously less than 32%, it's even worse than that because of that. You kind of make up for it with, in my opinion, I like counter more than I like final hit. But then she gains mana quicker because she's machine versus ice. So overall, I think Yao's a significantly better character for a couple of reasons when it comes to this passive specifically, but she's another option. There's one that kind of applies, but I don't think is very good at this, which is Pan. She has the deals damage to all enemies, which is bad. You don't want to do that when it comes to this, and then decreases defense by targets by 14% of own defense by 8 turns. She's a cleanse character, so that she doesn't have crazy high defense, so it's going to be 14%, which is not that much, on a move that's going to hit everyone, which you don't want to do, and she has low defense. It's just, she's absolutely garbage. So she has, she's kind of in the same theme, but I think she's absolutely trash at this. One that I actually think is good is going to be Abelia, and Yes, she's a cleanse character, so she doesn't have like her stat distribution is not great, but it's solid, and she's doing something significantly better. So she has a increases defense of all allies by 28%, which is I think is pretty good for 8 turns, and then removes status effects. But I think increasing everyone's defense is significantly better than like trying to decrease theirs. She also has a decrease attack, but it damages all enemies. So you're probably gonna want to save that for other stuff or when they have like less characters on their team. But the main thing we want to taking her for is the increased defense by 28%. Just be sure to stack as much bottom row gear as possible to bump that defense number as high as possible. Okay. And so next, another character is going to be Terraria here. Deals 300% damage to one enemy, which I like. When you're trying to do this, I only want to be hitting just one character. And then decreases defense of the target by 45% of own defense. So I like that it's a really high percentage because she's a character that's like cleanse is just not going to get you that much defense. So you're going to get significantly more from a block character or from a counter character. So having the high modifier at least to make up for that and you're doing a single target move makes this actually effective. And then lastly, another character that I don't think is very good, but that has something in the same theme is going to be Fergie. She does the decreases in target's attack by 19%, but it's a move that's AoE. So you're going to want to stay away from that. I think she's a pretty good character. She's like a better version of Iris. Definitely you want to watch out for this. Don't fall into this trap of like, oh, I'll decrease their attack and you're just going to get rocked because it's only 19% and it's an AoE, so you're going to get Wraith proc to death. Those are the characters I want to highlight for this. Definitely take a look at these characters. I think they can help specifically in PvP. They can also help in PvE in the sense that you're buffing your characters that have Wraith procs, and you're going to do significantly more damage when you start increasing their attack, especially as early as possible. Then they start stacking with that really high attack percentage boost on them. Then you're going to see these Wraith procs hitting like a truck. So, all right, hopefully that helps, guys. Let me know down in the comments below if you have any questions. And with that, you guys have a good one. Peace.